Are you tired of suffering from physical pain in silence all by yourself? Is the agony of physical pain just way too much to bear and you're overwhelmed by it and it just has an impact in all your life, your relationships, the relationship with yourself, how you present and manifest yourself and show up in the world? Well, that is me, and I can help you understand what happens when we have so much pain. It's not easy. I have lived with all my life with pain, with physical pain in my tummy. It's true what they say, that the abdomen, all the intestines, all the digestive system is the second brain in the human body. Well, nobody explored that with me. No doctor ever gave me any advice or help. I've gone to naturopaths. I've gone to normal, regular doctors. I've gone to gastroenterologists. Every doctor on the planet, and guess what they do? They just kick me out of their offices and they leave me with nothing, zero, not help at all, nada. And so what happens to me is that I keep suffering. I keep suffering in silence. Well, not always in silence. Sometimes I make a lot of noise. I knock at doors. I try to get attention, but nobody has ever helped me. Nobody either has given me an answer as to what is going on with me. I know that they just say, look, you don't have blood in your blood work. Everything is perfect. You don't actually have diabetes, heart disease. You don't have cholesterol. Those are the main killers. You don't have any heart disease at all. So just get out of our offices. Here is a green light. It shows you're a healthy woman, even though I'm approaching in another 3 years 60. Well, I continue suffering all my life, and it's real pain. I actually once was meditating in the river to try to overcome the pain. I found a rounded rock and I just put pressure in my intestines because that helps me. My intestines just simply do not move. And basically my problem is that I have a slow transit because just only a couple of years ago in my 50s, like about 40 years old, finally we have access to read our records, and I was able to see that in a CAT scan, in an ultrasound, in an x-ray, and in the colonoscopy, it revealed what's going on. I have a very long, redundant, tortuous colon, which creates a torture in my body because it means that the food just cannot go through. It's like a pretzel, all intertwined. And because I'm quite petite, all that extra longer than normal colon just wraps in very irregular shapes and directions, and it creates complete agony. It doesn't matter what I eat. However, in an attempt to try to adjust to all that pain and minimize it and use the energy of the pain to really be productive and show up in my life with radiance, I altered everything I did, all my routine, everything I am, being a yoga instructor, a Reiki master, everything I became on top of my other translating and conference interpretation profession was all to try to figure it out how to support this condition that kept being undiagnosed for years and years of suffering that I did on silence, completely on my own, without getting any empathy, any compassion from anyone. Because as long as you don't have one of those, stage 4 cancer diseases or cancer or one of those recognized diseases, you have nothing. So stop complaining. It's all in your mind. Well, my pain was real because sometimes I will have cycles. I will be less or more in discomfort. So my own body guided me. I started, finding that a lot of movement can help, the digestion move along and everything move along my intestines. So, I'm very hyperactive. I believe because of that reason, because movement helps me. So I get up in the morning, I do a run in the forest. That's when afterwards I'm inspired, and I make these videos to see if I can help you and inspire you to aspire to embrace the very best in yourself at all levels, your mind, your emotions, your body, and your spirit, of course, so you're aligned and you're fulfilled and not in misery and agony like I've been so many years of my life. So hopefully what I've gone through can help you somewhat. But I tell you what I did. I started, moving. I did my yoga training 25 years ago. I do yoga every single day of my life, actually since I'm 13 years old, because that helps me keeping flexible my spine, everything rotating and twisting and moving. It's an effort to try to move things along, but nothing works. I even, in the moment I could choose choose at 21. I boarded that plane to come to North America, and I stopped cold turkey eating any kind of meat, any dairy products, any animal-based products, because that was easier in my digestion. And I found that 100% fully plant-based diet that is as close to how nature provides our nourishment and our sacred food was best for my body. So fruits in particular, fruits were very light for digestion. It still cause trouble, but not as much as when I used to eat meat or anything like, complex carbohydrates or anything like that. So I kept taking out things of my diet. But what happened is after about 10 years of being mostly a fruitarian that minimized my pain, then my bones started to suffer, because it's like, if you don't bring enough nutrition or variety in your diet, then you have other issues. So then I had to tweak that. And then I broke my wrist, and I learned that, I had very minimum. I was deficient in vitamin D. My bones were really weak for my age. I think I was 49. I was already diagnosed with osteoporosis, so I had to make changes, add more food to my vegan food, and raw food is sprouting lentils and stuff like that. But that created again issues and more pain and more pain and more pain. It gets to the point I cannot even breathe, and I feel like I'm 9 months pregnant. I'm not kidding you. It's so difficult to focus on daily living, the activities of daily living, when you feel like you're carrying rocks in your tummy all the time. But because I'm positive, I just keep going and keep tweaking and experimenting. That's what you should do as well until you find what it is. Now, the diagnosis will not owe me. I have the redundant long colon. It will not ever have me. I'll find a way. Now, I don't want to do a surgery. I know that some people find relief in surgery, but I believe I don't want to invade my body. However, what I find is that the meditation, tuning in, going into that pain, trying to breathe into it, even though it's really hard to breathe, it kind of relieves it a bit. And just knowing what I have also helps me. But I'm not done. I haven't stopped searching. I can't believe that nobody helps me in the medical industry other than want to prescribe some kind of medication, which I'm not going to take because it has all these other side effects. But nobody really wants to sit down with me and see what can we do here. There's absolutely no help. So I'm on my own, but I'm not alone. I'm with you. I'm trying to share more or less what is minimizing and bringing some relief to my condition. And it is, again, going back to eating more fruits, lighter foods, kind of combining foods in a way that some of my food is liquid. So unfortunately, that minimizes and makes it flow better. But still, it doesn't matter. And I don't want to, start taking laxatives or anything like that, because that is not good for your body. But just knowing that I have this long colon, redundant colon, which is a torture, allowed me to really focus and have an spiritual workshop in my mind to start moving things along with my mind. Is it perfect? It's not perfect. However, there is relief as you start applying different techniques and tips that minimizes that pain. And also the tricks that you can do in your diet, as well as jumping up and down and also stretching and massaging your tummy. So all these things started kind of helping me out. Am I completely out of pain? No, I don't think I'll ever have a perfect digestive system. I wish I would have known when I was suffering as a kid at 6 and 7 and 8, and my parents will not even listen to me. Oh, just you need to go to the washroom or whatever, or just eat more of this or more of that. Nothing ever helped me. So this is probably the best time I've been in my life. I use mind over matter. I meditate. I am very self-tuned and self-aware of what's going on, probably more than any human being needs to be about what is going on. I can just feel and sense. And through the night, I have that rock that was a blessing from the river, and I just massage all the way, even though my intestine, now I know from my last colonoscopy that is completely uneven and twisted, but I kind of follow along all those twists and slowly breathe into the pain as I press with that rock. And I do it all through the night. Anytime I get up, I'm aware I fall off my sleep pattern. I just quickly do that, and it's helping. And I get up in the morning, and I found out that I drink lots of water. Basically, all my life, the way my life manifested is all a result of this condition. So how important it is to learn and to push and to knock at doors and make noise to find out what is it that is causing you physical pain. Do not not shut up. Do not stop searching. Do not be quiet when the whole medical community wants you to be quiet, because there's always answers. There's always a reason why you're feeling what you're feeling. And your feelings, your pain, they are gifts that are trying to unwrap and reveal what's going on inside your body. Sometimes this is a condition, like the doctors say, you're not going to die from this. Well, who knows? I also have a hernia. I have diastasis in my abdomen from pushing, petite as I am, a 5-pound baby, my second baby. That was a lot of agony as well. So I ripped open and I have a hernia. In any case, all those conditions together make it that there's not a wall to resist my intestines. I'm going deep into this condition, but it could be something else. Maybe you have some other pain. It could be, for example, knee pain. When your body gives you symptoms, is your body literally raising its hand and saying, please pay attention to me. Look at this pain. Is your body talking to you? Please stop, look, listen. And do an assessment all the way from the top of your head, all the way through your feet, and tune in silence until your body tells you what is that pain. And once you know and you locate it, go and find the answers. Do not stay still, because those first symptoms, being symptomatic, is your body trying to reveal what's going on. And when people tell you, shut up, you have nothing, go away from my office, do not stop making noise. Please knock at those doors anywhere you have to go, even if you have to go to other countries. For example, my condition in Canada gets no supports, but in my country, in Argentina, there is solutions for this. In other countries, I know there is. And so here I'm all alone because nobody will help me. They're like, look, if you have pneumonia, then I can prescribe you antibiotics. But for this, I can't help you. Sorry. So I'm all on my own. Are you on your own? Do you feel on your own? You don't need to be alone. I'm here for you. And I can bring clarity and help you out. Even if we cannot solve that long, redundant, tortuous colon, what we can solve is how we respond to it, so we're not reacting to it. And then, because sometimes I will feel, oh, it hurts so much, maybe I can eat more, so it pushes things down. Just like when your sink, pipes are plugged. We think that pushing things down will make it flow, but it doesn't. It makes things worse. So, but yes, the meditation, the breathing, the activity, knowing what movements to do, how to massage your tummy, all those things do help. And I'm here for you to develop a positive mind, body, and spirit, to learn to live with this condition, not in resistance, but cooperating with it. And if that it resonates with you, if any condition that you're suffering from at a physical level, please don't suffer alone. I'm here for you. We can embrace each other. Together we're stronger, and we can shed light onto those areas of agony and pain. They're really gifts. I know it's hard to accept them that way, but if we change our lessons of how we perceive those issues, somehow there is a solution, there is a stepping stone so that we can grow. Even if what we grow is spiritually, even if the growth is how we manifest this transformation with what we can change, because some things we cannot change, but there's many others that we can. How we respond to what is happening to us, how we deal with that, how we manage that pain. And if this resonates with you, if you know other people suffering for any physical condition, in agonizing in pain, please subscribe, leave your comments below, share this with others, and I will do more videos trying to see if I can help things that have helped relieve and alleviate some of my pain. Maybe not all of it, but some of it. In the meantime, I wish you love, peace, namaste, and thank you for watching.